In this session, we will discuss about the Metasploit framework and how to use Metasploit framework to penetrate inside the different operating system like Windows XP, Windows 7, maybe higher version of Windows or maybe other operating system like Linux and so on. So, let us have an example. Suppose first I want to find out all the live host in the network. So, we can use Nmap to find out all the live host in the network. Nmap -t4 -sp. SP option is basically used to find out all the live host in the network 10.35.1.0/24. See, we got all the live host in the network. See, it started from 10.35.1.2, 1.4 is also there. So, all the live hosts are listed here. Alternatively, we can also use net discover command to find out all the live host in the network. See, we got 10.35.1.2 and 10.35.1.149, 10.35.1.5, remaining system are also here listed 10.35.1.144, 10.35.1.139, 10.35.1.239, 10.35.1.169 and also 10.35.1.90. Okay, let us compare the result which we got using the Nmap. Nmap -t4 -sp then 10.35.1.0/24. See. So, we got almost similar result. So, now suppose we consider this machine is our target machine with the IP 10.35.1.150. So, let us start with some other type of scan like web scan, service scan and port scan also. So, using Nmap we can perform port scan. For port scanning we use -p option, we already know that, and followed by the port number. So, suppose I want to scan first 1000 port. So, Nmap -t4 -p 0 to 1000 port and then the IP address. So, our target IP address is 10.35.1.150. So, here we only scan first 1000 port, but in real life scenario we need to scan all the port starting from 0 to 65,535. And see, port 135 is open, 139 is also open, 445 is also open. So, now let us perform a service scan using Nmap. Nmap, then timing option maybe T4. Then for service scan we use the option -s capital V, then the IP address 10.35.1.150. It basically lists all the services which is running in the target machine. see, corresponding version is also there in port 135 service MSRPC is running and corresponding version is also there, port 139 that is also open, 445 that is also open, and corresponding service and their version is also detected here, right. So, next try to find out the operating system of the target machine. So, for operating system scanning we use the option -O. Okay, we also got the operating system, it is showing Microsoft Windows XP Service Pack 2 Professional. Okay. So, now we also perform the vulnerability scan. So, for vulnerability scanning we use the tool Nessus, but currently we are using Nmap script to find out the vulnerability. Nmap, then I use the timing option T4, then to run script to use --script option, then we use the script with the name vuln and then the IP address. It will take some time to find out the vulnerabilities. We got the result. Now, check the result for vulnerabilities in the target machine. It is showing all the port which is open and the corresponding services, SMB, VLN, MS08-067 that is vulnerable and it basically Microsoft Windows system vulnerability to remote code execution. Okay. So, let us start exploit the target machine using this vulnerability. So, to exploit this machine we use the tool or framework Metasploit. So, before going to the Metasploit framework, we will now discuss about some basic terminology. First, vulnerability. So, we already discussed about vulnerability, again I will give a short description, description of vulnerability. A vulnerability is a weakness which can be exploited by an attacker to perform unauthorized action with a computer system. A vulnerability can be as simple as weak password or as complex as buffer overflow or maybe SQL injection vulnerabilities and so on. Next, exploit. Exploit is a piece of code or a chunk of data or a sequence of commands that take the advantage of a vulnerability present in a computer system to cause unintended behavior to occur on a computer system, such as giving unauthorized access to a system or allowing privilege escalation, etc. Payload. The payload is the part of the private user text which could also contain malware such as worm or viruses which perform the malicious action deleting data, sending spam or encrypting data. Auxiliary. Auxiliary are module present in Metasploit that are used to perform scanning, sniffing and fuzzying. Auxiliary module are not useful to give you a cell, that means the access of the victim machine, but they are extremely useful to brute force attack or for scanning vulnerabilities. Post. Post module are used for post exploitation, that is used on a compromised target machine to gather evidence or pivot deep within the network. Now, let us start Metasploit framework. So, to start Metasploit framework, we use the command msf console. Metasploit project is an open source penetration testing platform that enable you to find and exploit vulnerabilities. In 2003, H.D. Moody created Metasploit as a portable network tool. On October 21st, 2009, the Metasploit project was acquired by Rapid7. The Metasploit project helps security and IT professionals to identify security issues, verify vulnerability mitigations and manage expert driven security assessment. The Metasploit project includes sub projects like Metasploit framework and its commercial counterpart Metasploit Pro, Express, Community and Nexpose Ultimate. Now, I am discussing about some basic command of Metasploit. After starting the Metasploit framework, we can check for the basic command by using help command in Metasploit. So, by using the command help, we can get all the available command in Metasploit. See, here is all the available command are showing in Metasploit. To see all the payload that are available on the Metasploit framework, we use the command show payloads. It lists all the available payloads in alphabetic order. See. All the payload are listed here. To see all the exploits that are available on the Metasploit framework, we use the command show exploits. Show exploits. Here is the list of all the available exploit in Metasploit. Similarly, we can use show auxiliary command to see all the list of auxiliary available in the Metasploit framework, and also we can use show encoders command to see the list of all the encoder available in Metasploit. Now, let us start with the vulnerability which we got from the scanning. So, we got the vulnerability MS08-067. So, now to scan, is there any exploit available with regarding to the term MS08-067, we can use the command search followed by the term MS08-067. This is our scan result for the target machine. It is showing SMB VULN MS08-067. This is the vulnerability, and this is Microsoft Windows system vulnerability to remote code execution. So, now using this vulnerability, we will try to penetrate inside the target machine. Now, here is my Metasploit. Now, we will search is there any exploit is present in the Metasploit framework with this particular vulnerability MS08-067. So, to find out this, we need to use the command search followed by the vulnerability name MS08-067. It will basically show all the available exploit with exploit, not only exploit, it is showing all the related exploit, auxiliary, payload related to the vulnerability MS08-067. Okay, we got the exploit exploit/windows/smb/ms08_067_ net API, and its disclosure date is 2008 and 28th of October, and the rank is great. Now, we will try to exploit the target system using this exploit which is available in Metasploit framework. So, how to use this exploit? To use any exploit, we need to use the command use and then exploit. Now, we need to set some parameter within this exploit. So, how to check which parameter we need to set? By using the show option command, we can check this. Okay, we need to set rhost. Rhost means remote host, means target machine IP address. So, to set rhost, we need to use the command set then rhost then IP address 10.35.1.150. Now, we also need to set R port. To set R port, we need to use a open port. From the scanning phase, we already find out the port 445 is open in the target machine. So, it is already 445 port is selected. So, no need to change this. So, otherwise if you want to change this port, we need to use the command set R port then the port number 445. Now, by using the show options command, we can see that okay, all the options are set, and this time we did not do anything using the SMB pipe. Now, to exploit the system, we use the command exploit or run. So, this time we use the command exploit. Started reverse TCP handler on the attacker machine. So, this IP address 10.35.1.153 is basically the attacker machine IP address using the port 4444. This is also the port which is used by the attacker machine. And see, we got the Metasploit session. That means we already enter inside the target system. By using the command sysinfo, we can check the information about the target machine and see it showing Windows XP and all the details of the target machine. So, that means we are already now inside the target machine. Now, we can perform some task from Metasploit session. By using the command help, we can check all the available command in Metasploit session. Now, see, lots of interesting command are here in Metasploit session. BG kill a background Metasploit script. Similarly, there is also some other command like download a file or directory from the victim machine. Then we can also use mkdir to make a directory in the victim machine. We can also delete the directory from the victim machine. We can also capture the screen. We can also able to on the webcam in the victim machine, and microphone also we can also record remotely whatever the conversation is going on in front of the victim machine.